bringing Israel to the world. This is IBN News.
With news of Israel, I'm Susan Michaels. The IDF and Israel police have successfully foiled a large arms smuggling operation across the Lebanese border, with weapons and drugs totaling about 3,500,000 shekels seized, and 3 Arab residents of the north arrested. The police began their surveillance and identified the suspects on the Israeli side as they approached and apprehended them after setting up a roadblock on a local highway. The suspects attempted to escape but were quickly stopped and arrested by police. In a search of their vehicle, 61 weapons were seized and a substance suspected as heroin weighing half a kilogram. Police Northern District Commander Shimon Lavi said the weapons would have been put to use by criminal elements had they not been captured. The U.S. Embassy in Israel has announced that the United Arab Emirates will host the inaugural Abraham Accords Festival and Games at Expo 2020 Dubai on March 29th. Senior officials from the U.S., Israel, United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and Morocco will participate in the day-long event that will feature national soccer legends and top chefs from the Abraham Accords countries. The delegation will include U.S. Ambassador to Israel Tom Nides, UAE Ambassador to Israel Mohammed Al-Khaija, and Bahraini Ambassador to Israel Khalid Al-Jalama, along with government ministers from the countries. The State Department has announced that U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is set to travel to Israel, the West Bank, Morocco, and Algeria next week to discuss the Ukraine war, Israeli-Palestinian relations, and Iran. Blinken will meet separately with Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett and Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas in Ramallah on the first stage of the trip. And while in Morocco, he will meet the UAE's de facto ruler, Abu Dhabi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Zayed. And as COVID-19 cases surge in Israel, Prime Minister Naftali Bennett is encouraging more Israelis to receive vaccines, especially the elderly. And in an effort to incentivize HMOs to reach a larger section of patients over 60, they're offering 100 shekels for each shot given. I'm Susan Michaels.
IBN, Israel Broadcast Network.